Okay, so I broke off filming this one because not only had I realised that there was a rough fret on the guitar, and I wanted to contact GAC and see what they wanted me to do about it, see if they were happy for me to take care of it myself, or see if they wanted me to send it back or what. I also noticed when I reviewed the video of the unboxing that the audio was pretty unintelligible in parts. So for the early part of this video, please forgive that audio quality. Also the lighting was pretty poor, so hopefully this will be better. I've invested in a better camera with better microphones and with 2 microphones, and I've also invested in some better lighting, so we'll see how that works. So let's resume. So I'm going to get the guitar back on the table. GAC have got back to me and they've said that they're happy for me to take care of the rough fret, provided I don't do any further damage, which is kind of nice of them, I suppose. I also asked them if guitars bought in their shop would actually get some attention before they were sold to customers, and they didn't answer that question, but they did say that all the guitars shipped out from their warehouse are not touched by human hand after they're boxed up in China, so they are just as they come. So we've got that rough fret, so I'll go to a handheld camera so we can get some detail on that, so I can show you what that looks like. I've actually really looked at it myself. I've just felt it with my thumb, and obviously it needs addressing because it really stands out and does grab your thumb as you run your hand across the neck on the treble side. But I really want to get you in looking at it, and I also wonder what other things we'll find along the way. Anything else, setup wise or whatever, we'll just get the guitar tuned up and we'll evaluate the setup and we'll adjust anything, and I'll comment on that as we go along. Right, cool, so get it unboxed. Okay, so now I'm around the other side of the guitar. I'll show you those rough frets that I was talking about. You can just about see how they're not quite all the same. On this one protrudes the fretboard a little more than the others. This one's the rough one. I can get in on that. Can you see that? I mean, you can really feel it just at the bottom of that fret. You can probably hear it. The rest of them are sort of borderline, but compare the sound. That one's not great. This one's fine. That one's sort of not great. This one's bad. You hear the sound compared to a fine one? Yeah, so that's what we're dealing with here. So I'll get the fret files out. Stuck in this string, let's move it out of the way. I'll just dress the end of that file. Sorry, I'll just dress the end of that fret. Be back. Okay, so back on wobble cam. So I just noticed that the strings are a bit tarnished. So there was desiccant packet in the guitar case. Sorry, in the guitar packaging, but yeah, it doesn't seem to have done its job terribly well. The strings are tarnished. Nice kink there for some reason. Yeah, so should really be restrung, but I'm not going to restring it because I'm going to go with the authentic out-of-the-box experience. I also noticed it's got the older bent metal, pressed metal string trees. Obviously the more upscale Strats have a different setup to that. And that's the little pokey truss rod hole. Haven't looked down that yet. too sure I like the look of that, but there you go. So that concludes a little shaky cam. Okay, so quick revisit to wobble cam. I just unpacked the accessories. Probably the desiccant had limited effect because I don't know if you can see this, but it's covered in tape. It's taped to the outside of this package, and it's taped to this package in such a way that it's almost entirely covered with tape. See this shine? Only the very edges are not taped. So they basically sealed the desiccant, 3 packets of desiccant, and they've sealed it against the plastic bag. Cool. Okay, so we've dispensed with shaky cam, and we've just got the guitar set up on the desk here with some fret edge files. These have got a couple of safe edges on them. Take a look. Will it focus? No, it wants to focus on the Strat. Okay, so there's diamond edges, and then there's safe ground edges, they call it, which don't have any diamond material on them, so we can very selectively file things. So let's get to it. Slacken that string. Let's move that out of the way. Okay, so a quick little bit of wobble cam. So now we've got the thing tuned up to pitch. Check out the action. It's not outrageous, but it's quite high. So classic is to check it at the 12th. So here's a steel rule. So yeah, we're yeah, we're a good amount over 2 mil on the bass side. About a mil treble side. I suppose we're okay treble side, but that bass side is quite ridiculous. There you go. So there's that. Okay, so a popular way to check neck relief is to capo at the first fret, hold at the 17th and tap at the 12th, but if you span your fingers you can do that without a capo. So fret the 1st, fret the 17th, little tap at the 12th. There's some relief there, so yeah. So I'm not going to go too crazy measuring it because you know, the whole thing needs restringing anyway. I'll put a bit of tension back on that string. I'll get the thing tuned up to pitch. We'll check the intonation and we'll check the action and stuff. I'll see you then. Okay, so now we're up to pitch. I've checked the action, it's not great. And now we're going to check the intonation. So let's see what we find here. Now this, just a few words about intonation. So intonation is how in tune your guitar plays along its length. So it really is what makes your guitar bloody unbearable to listen to, or makes really basic things sound quite pleasant. So from a beginner's perspective, the intonation, although it's obscure seeming, somewhat like arcane and mysterious, and difficult to understand, but it's not really, but it's the most important thing to get right. So I would say, as a beginner, it's really important, and buying a guitar like this is really important to get it professionally set up, because it will set you up. And not doing so, which I did, I just found it all out by myself as I went along, which I would say, if you don't have a lot of money, is probably the best way to do it, because if you can look after yourself guitar-wise, you can really develop, and you can develop your guitar as you develop, or develop your guitars as you develop. But if you've got the money, and that's the way you want to go, get the thing set up professionally, because if the setup is all over the place, particularly if the intonation is bad, you'll tune your guitar up and you will never sound good. You will never ever sound good. Trust me on that. Anyway, this thing, let's see how good its intonation is, or otherwise. So here's the tuner. Watch that. So I'll play an open string, and the tuner will indicate the pitch that it's detecting of that string. And then what I'll do is I'll fret that same string here at the 12th fret, the one with the double dots, and then we'll hear it again. We'll see it on the tuner. I've also got the amp on, so we'll hear it through the amplifier as well. I won't go into the technicalities of adjusting your intonation. That's going to be a video in itself, but basically it's moving the saddles back and forth. But yeah, you need to kind of know which way to move them in which situation. But let's just trial this guitar to see how the intonation is. So here we go, open E. Okay, so it's pretty much dead on. So let's fret it at the 12th, double dots, and then twang it again. That's pretty impressive. That's good enough. That's good enough. Just try A. So it's a little teeny smidge flat. Like a guitar's the wrong way around for me, so I'm probably going to turn the tuner the wrong way. Let's see if I do. Oh yeah, I think I've made it lower. Okay, that's about right. So we give him a twang open, and we get ourselves an A, and then we fret him at the 12th. We give him a twang, and we've got an A. It's a little teeny bit flat, but it really, really is good enough. Really is good enough. Yeah, carrying on. So D. Okay, it's a bit flat as well. They're all going to be like this, isn't it? Bending my melon being the wrong side of the guitar. Okay. Okay, cool. So there's our open D. Let's fret him at the 12th. Again, a teeny smidge flat, but not bad. Yeah, not bad, not bad. So there's our G. Yeah, a little bit flat. But not bad. And also having the amp turned on enables you to not only go by the tuner, but also go by your ears, because some guitars won't intonate perfectly along their length, But anyway, as I say, that's all technical stuff, so we'll not get too much into that. So here's B. Hey, fret amount 12. Again, a little teeny bit flat, but not too bad. And the high E, same story. So that's alright. Yeah, that's alright. Nothing to moan about there. So let's fit the trem while we're here. Hopefully I'll go in without cross-threading. Yeah, that's alright. Okay. Yeah, so there's your trem. He's nice and wobbly. That's probably not right. So I did wonder, in tuning the guitar up to pitch, if the vibrato would come up somewhat, but it's still decked out. What I mean by that is the tremolo is locked against the body, so you're not going to get any vibrato out of it. It'll go forwards. We'll try using this tremolo a little bit and see if there's any degree of tuning stability. I would expect there isn't, but we'll see how that goes. So we'll get back over to the amp and we'll do a bit of playing around over there. So setup wise, what we've got is we've got some decent relief in the neck. Just to summarise, we've got some decent relief in the neck. That seems fine. We have slightly high action, certainly on the bass side, and that will be adjusted by turning the teeny little screws in the bridge saddles, but not with the wrenches that were supplied with the guitar, because they're crap, really crap. The intonation is fine. You could run with that. Basically, the action on the guitar you could run with. I mean, it's not horrendously bad. Pretty surprising, really, for a cheap sort of well, really, £115 guitar that's got kind of acceptable setup out of the box. It did have sharp frets. I'll give it that. That was pretty bad. But the rest of it, you could probably live with. And I guess it's not beyond the realms of possibility that, yeah, that probably, yeah. Okay, so let's go back to the amp and do some playing. So more shaky cam. So this one, this is the supplied Allen key or Allen wrench. Yeah. I wouldn't advise turning your truss rod with that. That's just crazy. So yeah. Oh, let's check the other Allen key in the bridge saddles. That's slack as a yak as well. So yeah. So do be sure to throw away the supplied Allen wrenches, or you'll destroy your new £115 guitar.